What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, reviewing today the second DLC for The Evil Within, called The Consequence. Now obviously this is going to have spoilers not just for the main Evil Within game, but also the ending of the first DLC called The Assignment. Now if you played The Assignment, I'm sure you have two very important questions that I want to answer right away. Yes, guns have returned in this one, and yes, it does answer a lot of vital questions about the ending to The Evil Within. When we were playing through The Assignment, most of the fear came from being so defenseless. With no guns and only being able to trap enemies and slip away, it could feel brutally hard at times. This second DLC pack starts in much the same way. The Consequence has a different sort of terror though. It now stems from a deep sense of something being extremely wrong here. Monsters move in disjointed ways or even impossibly fast. Creepy enemies will phase through walls. Everything helps the world feel so surreal and just unnerving. By far, the biggest plus is that it actually adds a humongous amount of story onto the original game. When we were first playing through The Evil Within, so many characters just seemed like cheesy archetypes, but here we're really getting a lot of humanity added onto these terribly twisted characters. In this world, you really realize that nobody's a good guy, everybody's a bad guy. I mean, Sebastian's an alcoholic, Kidman's a double agent, and everybody else seems to be part of this giant, creepy, terrible organization that wants nothing more than to transcend the human form. This DLC just does such an amazing job of giving you a little more story and making you ache for more, because really, even though this answers some questions, the really hard answers are still out there. The game opens with you still being weaponless and lost, but the stealth aspects have been dramatically improved over the original DLC. Luring enemies around, trying to trap them, or just sneaking through these environments works well, but you can't help but notice that almost all these levels are reused from the original game or the Assignment DLC. This honestly isn't a huge drawback, but it feels bizarre to be playing new content that basically is just recycled old levels. There are levels that were crafted specifically for the Consequence DLC, and that is where this really shines, especially during these all-new boss fights that are just so twisted and so, well, beyond description. Towards the end of the DLC, when you're able to use guns again, you're going to notice the gunplay feels slightly streamlined. I can't tell what they tweaked, but something just feels a little bit more rounded. One slight drawback of this new Combat Refinement is that everything feels a little too easy. Every enemy dies very swiftly, and even bosses are beaten on their first try. Upon beating this DLC though, I did unlock the extra hard difficulty, and I'm kind of excited to go back and see how hard that is. You can tell the developers are getting really good with this engine because everything looks even more pristine in this game. Every single level looks fantastic, and it has all these little hidden secrets that reveal more about the story, solutions to problems ahead, or even silly Easter eggs tucked into every level. This is by far the best horror DLC I have ever played. I mean, fighting for sanity in a world where nothing makes sense creates the perfect foreboding ambiance. So we've heard some good and we've heard some bad, but let's head over to the ratings board and put a big number on it. I am giving The Consequence DLC an 8.8 out of 10. If you love The Evil Within and want more of this gameplay and story, this is a must buy. I am so fascinated as to where this could go next because the ending was incredible and we still have one more DLC to go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you liked this review, please give it a thumbs up so other people see it. And if it's your first time watching, please subscribe and leave me a cool comment down below. As always though, guys, I want you to do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.